Here goes Ntamax sliding through the gap. Ooh, beautiful. Big game, big player, big score. Rugby. When designing your kids, remember not to go for models that have tonsils. Those things only lead to you missing your video deadlines. Anyway, Rugby. The domestic season is this close to finishing, and Super Rugby's first semi-final took us one step closer on Friday. The Crusaders hosted the Blues, who were clearly having PTSD flashbacks after years of losing to them in the playoffs. Those flashbacks led to capitulation, and the Crusaders battered the Blues by 52 points to 15. I cannot tell you how sick I am of seeing the Crusaders turn into the perfect rugby juggernaut at the exact correct time in the season, year after year. The second semi-final was more of what you would want to see in a highly competitive league. The season-leading Chiefs hosted the Brumbies in Hamilton. After a proper rugby battle in the wet, the well-drilled Chiefs came up with a one play to win 19 points to 6 in an enthralling game. Please, Chiefs, it's my birthday this coming weekend. I don't want to see that brilliant, greasy-haired beanpole breakdancing on the grass again. Win it for all of us. The French Top 14 final also happened this past weekend, and I tell you, the French domestic league is unrecognizable when placed next to any other domestic rugby competition on the planet. Massive crowds, superstar players in almost every team, and a TV deal that is double the size of all the ERC TV deals put together. Just step back and think about that. That's like if the Curry Cup had a 2.2 billion rand a year deal. It's ridiculous money. The game itself was between Toulouse and La Rochelle in Paris. Cue Fabien Galthy watching through his fingers as players like Gregory Aldrit and Winnie Antonio and Cyril Bay and Romain Intermax Hare threw themselves at each other for 80 minutes. It was brutal, it was magical, and thanks to a 77th minute try by Intermac, it was 29 points to 26 for Toulouse. So finally, all the major Northern Hemisphere competitions are done, and we can slowly transition into international rugby. That means squads and bolters are the words of the day. So let's have a look at that Springbok squad for the Rugby Championship. Not very topical, but I missed it last week. Pretty boys first, with the props. We know about Thomas, Stephen, France and Ox's seasons. They are mustard. Trevor Nyakane has been plying his trade in France for Racing 92 this year. He's played 19 games, starting 12. Seems like he'll be good to go. Vincent Koch had the rug pulled at the Wasps before he ever even played for them. So he went to Stade Francais on a loan deal and played 8 games for them this year. Now he's signed with the Sharks for the ERC, like they needed another centre. For the hookers, you just have your normal, everyday, ultra world-class players in Marks and Bongi Mbonambi. And then you also have Joseph Dweba, whom I like, but I also like McDonald's as legitimate restaurant food, so what do I know? For the locks, you've got Luet and Eben, Argia and Marvin Ori, a bushel of beasts. Add in Jean Klein from Munster, and you might have the most stacked lock group in the world. That's excluding Franco Mostert and Pieter-Steph du Toit. Basically, every country is loaded with a whole bunch of loose forwards. We've got Pieter-Steph du Toit, Siya Kolisi, Dwayne Vermeulen, Marco van Staden, Evan Roos, Kwagga Smith, and Jasper Wiese. Did I miss anyone? In an ideal world, the Springboks would prefer Pieter-Steph du Toit, Siya Kolisi, and Jasper Wiese to be fit and ready to go. Then we'll have Kwagga Smith, Evan Roos, or Dwayne Vermeulen on the bench, depending on the opponent. The utility forward is now a position routinely listed on team sheets. Ours includes Jean-Luc Dupree, Franco Mostert and Dion Fourie. I would think that Mostert is probably the guy they would want to play the most, covering flank and lock. We have got scrum halves, 5 of them. Faf de Klerk, an injured Jaden, up and down Herschel Yankees, ultra-fast Kobus Reinach, and an even ultra-faster Grant Williams. They've all been going mostly well, and when fit, Faf and Jaden are still the top dogs. It's a battle between Grant, Kobus, and Herschel for that last seat to France. The fly-offs, I think, are looking pretty good. Mani Lebok, Handré Pollard, and for some reason Damian Willemse are all listed as 10s. I don't know why there isn't a utility back or the Frans Steyn type guy heading on the team sheets, because that's where Damian Willemse should be listed. When fit, all these guys play incredible. Mr. Vogel. He's here. Alton is in the squad as injury cover. I am here for the pure rage when he gets selected. The centres, boring, De Allende, Esterhuizen and Jesse Kriel. Nothing to complain about. Our centres have been world class for years. Even Jesse Kriel. I will not be taking questions. And lastly, in the outside backs, we've got Villy, Cheslin, Moody, Mapimpi and Arendse. Again, not really anything to complain about. All of them are good under the high ball, good defenders and great attackers. And luckily, only one of them seems to be unemployed. And that's the first full Springbok squad for this year. I'm glad we finally got to see it. And it's pretty much what we all expected. Now, I just want to see that Nike jersey, guys. Please, show it to us. Type, type, type. Read the news. Type, type, type. While I was away, the worst possible outcome for London Irish came true. They no longer exist as a club in the English Premiership. Other clubs are now picking over the bones of the players who are out of work, but spare a thought for all the staff who will not move on the way the players are. Time will tell if this is the last club in the English Premiership that will go down. And finally, the Heineken Champions Cup organisers made 2 announcements. First, don't call it that. Heineken have ended their sponsorship deal with the EPCR, and it is now only a matter of time before the Zamalek Champions Cup gets revealed. Second, the tournament organisers have announced a new format starting from next year. I would take the time to explain it to you all, but my camera's memory card only has like a terabyte of space, so maybe next time. And it will be an until next time for the rugby update. I will see you all next week when we pray for Scott Robinson to recover from the back strain he picked up breakdancing in Hamilton.